Hello and welcome back to NatChat. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with professional wrestlers Michael Manson and Mike Burr, and aspiring wrestler Russell Whitehead, known as Russ. Welcome back to the program. Now tell us, when you work a crowd in, when you're doing a wrestling, working in the wrestling ring, and you work a crowd, what's that all about? And like sometimes I've watched them and I thought, I've been really scared because I thought, gee, is this for real? How could they speak so nastily to this person? What's all that about?
It's really portraying a character. You're doing something that you wouldn't usually do. I'm not going to walk down the street and go and buy a Coke and get overcharged and go off my rocker and pick up a chair and slam it in his face. I'm not going to do that. As a wrestler, you're almost portraying, like similar to a comic book character. It's kids want to be involved, parents want to be involved. It's just it's almost like a fantasy, really.
It's hyping the crowd. Yeah. It's a bit like doing what Flavor Flav does. You know, Flavor Flav hypes the crowd, that rap singer. You know, Benny Gilbert, Ben English, the best Australia's version of Flavor Flav as a wrestling manager. We are there to get the crowd fired up, especially when you're working as a heel, as a bad guy. You're there to get the crowd to hate you, so when their fan favourite comes in, they're going to be loved.
Okay, and so someone is told to be the bad guy and someone's told to be the good guy before it goes on?
Okay. Unless you've got a face like this and you're always a bad guy. So.
Well, can you give us an example? Like, just pretend the viewers, poor viewers, are the audience in the wrestling ring.
All right.
How do you go about it?
Well, for starters, I'm not happy with the camera time I've been getting here. That damn cameraman sitting back there, sitting on his couch, having his latte, isn't cutting it. I have a right mind to get out of my chair, kick that camera so far down your throat that you'll be tasting it for the next 6 months. We come here out of our way. You don't pay us enough money to tell you what to do.
You're a lucky man, a very lucky man, Mr. Cameraman, that this man here doesn't jump out the chair and beat you to within an inch of your life because he's such a professional and we're on TV right now. That's what's saving your life. But when you get to the car park tonight and you're looking over your shoulder and it's all dark, you think Manson's in the shadows, my Burr's in the shadows. We're gonna get you!
When you hear that tap, tap, tap at your front door, don't answer it! When you hear that scratching against your windows, don't look out! Because we're coming for you!
For you, cameraman!
Oh, God.
And that's how it's done.
That's frightening. Wow, and so do you find it easy to switch off? From those characters, like in normal life, you don't get aggressive in normal life. Like, do you manage to have a balanced life?
No, I do.
Absolutely.
Now. When I first started,
I'm sorry, cameraman. You know, I love
we love you, cameraman. You're the man. But you switch it on and off.
Yeah.
When you first start, it's very, very hard. But yeah, when you start getting into it, you learn after as many years as we've been doing it, to switch it on and off.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's good that you learned that. And Russ, what are your ambitions for Australia, for World Wrestling? What are you hoping to see? And all of you, what are you all hoping to see? We'll start with Russ.
Yeah, right, thanks. I would love to see professional wrestling in this country get back to what it was perhaps in the 60s and where it was very, very big. It was very, very popular. And it hasn't been that way for some time. I think it lost its TV deal or whatever it had, and it's been downhill sailing. No disrespect to anyone who's been carrying the load for the last few years, but I'd love to see it back in Festival Hall or a similar venue as a legitimate alternative entertainment for families, as opposed to going to the footy or whatever they.
As opposed to Perry Brothers Circus,
yeah,
that turns on every single month.
That's it.
And what about you,
I
Mike?
think that the industry is suffering out here real hard. There's a few people out there that are working very, very hard in Mark Mercedes and Greg Bounds and Jag from EPW. They all work very hard, and myself, to try and keep it afloat. What the industry really needs is someone to come in from an outside of everyone else, set up a major company, take the best talent out of the Australian ranks, put it in there, and get it on TV and get it moving forward. Because at the moment, the way things are, I can never see it really happening. There's not enough finances going into the business, and it really needs somebody outside of the business to redirect it, maybe an American guy to come over, something like that, redirect our focus. Because at the moment, there's like a ridiculous amount of promotions going around with teenagers, 15 and 16-year-olds wrestling in them. Shouldn't be happening. Should be just you know, guys that look old enough to do it.
What do you reckon, Mike?
And what do you think? Yeah.
I'm in complete agreement with Manson. There's just not enough. There's not one. We need sponsors basically. The bottom line is sponsors. So for all you sponsors out there, get on board. If there's too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, basically. Guys that are doing training and they're taking the 13, 14, 15-year-olds and they're training them, and because they're paying their money and handing out a bunch of flyers, they're saying, okay, put you on a show.
Yeah.
That 14-year-old kid's not, his bones aren't going to develop.
Yeah.
There's no way. You shouldn't. There's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas when we train, we train from 16 and up.
Yeah.
You don't wrestle until you're 18, and you don't do house shows. Hopefully we'll get house shows going, but you don't do house shows until you're 17 and a half. And 17 and a half is just 6 months working once a month against a professional and established guy like Manson, myself, the Crackerjacks, the Brave Daves, all the guys that are part of this company. And that's what it comes down to, really.
And what do you think it was that made you one of the best in Australia? What does it take to be one of the best?
The bottom line, it takes sacrifice. That's what it takes. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of training to get where you are. You have to, and it's not just sacrifice with, you know, training, it's sacrifice with money. There is no money in Australian wrestling. There's nothing. You might hit it lucky once every now and again. The other thing that makes me, I think, who I am and one of the best wrestlers is I've got a great relationship, a great partner. I've got, you know, family that support what I do. Without the support of my mum and my brother, for example, to push me, you know, as much as my mum doesn't like me doing it, she knows I'm happy. So she respects that. My girlfriend, she's fantastic. Again, I'm getting home at 3 in the morning on some occasions after wrestling, and she's there waiting up, see how I am. Most of the time she's at the shows as well. So.
Right.
My wife's the same. I'm very lucky to have a real stable partner.
Yeah.
And she puts up with a lot. My wife and my kids put up with a lot with me wrestling.
So hi.
So I love you.
Hi to Beth and Lisa.
Love you.
And hi to Amy as well if you're watching, 'cause she watches.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for coming on the program.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been watching NatChat. I hope you enjoy the program. We'll see you again soon.